Okay, um, let's talk Transformer. I have the new Transformer Prime here with me, which I've been playing around with quite a bit, and I'm going to just do a quick run through of new stuff in the new one and compare it to the old one. Okay, so let's talk about hardware first. On the new one, it's pretty similar. You've got obviously this tablet bit that comes out from the keyboard dock. Interestingly enough, the connections to connect it into the keyboard dock, are actually a lot stiffer, a lot harder to get in. But the advantage of that is that it doesn't wobble around on the in the back of it, whereas the old one did quite a bit. You might be able to see there that actually there's a gap in between the tablet and the hinge, which was quite annoying. So we've got the keyboard here, keyboard dock, pretty much exactly the same. It feels a little bit nicer to type on. The keys are slightly lower than in the original one, but we've still got this shift problem where the shift is here on the left hand side of the arrow and function keys, which just means that you're going to end up pressing up or function quite a lot instead of shift. You'll get used to it. I do eventually get used to it, but it's still quite annoying to start with, and occasionally you'll do it then even after you're used to it. Got the touchpad here. The only difference between these is you don't have protruding buttons here. On this one you have like separate protruding buttons from the touchpad, whereas this one it's just a smooth surface that you can press down on. Okay, on the tablet we have volume buttons here on the side. We've got a micro HDMI slot instead of the mini HDMI. We've got a micro SD slot on the back. On the bottom, we have these two connecting points, which physically attach it to the keyboard dock, and you've got this bit here, which is a charging port, which either charges from the external charger or from the keyboard dock. You've also got the headphone slot, which I think is a joint headphone and microphone slot. Got the microphone here for videos and stuff like that, and you get the power button on the top, which is good. On the old one it was on the side, and I would quite often accidentally press it. On the back you've got obviously this kind of smooth shiny surface as opposed to the matted surface that was before. I can't decide which one I prefer. They both have their advantages and disadvantages, and it's really dependent on what you feel. There's obviously, it comes in different colours, this one does. We've also got the camera and the LED. On the front you've just got, apart from the camera up here, you've just got the screen and a bezel. On the keyboard dock we've got charging port there, and that's everything on this side. And on this side you've got SD card slot and a single USB port. The old one had two, but obviously because it's a lot thinner here than the previous one was, they're only managing to fit one on. Okay, that's enough hardware wise. In terms of software, this obviously has Ice Cream Sandwich already, which is good. Just to prove it to you, I'll go into the settings. About tablet 4.0.3. So it's got Ice Cream Sandwich. It's mostly stock apart from a couple of things. One of the things is that in the security, in the lock settings, there is no face lock. So if you're wanting face lock, either don't get this or get it and root it and stick another ROM on it, because I know it's certainly they've got the bootloader unlocking tool, and I'm sure that eventually CyanogenMod will go on it or something like that. The only other thing is the notification and settings bit is changed a little bit from stock. Obviously, normally you just have one battery thing here, and even on the old one you only had one battery thing. But on this one you actually have two batteries. You've got the keyboard one and the tablet one, which is great because, well, one, it seems to actually sort of bring them down in tandem rather than just constantly charging this one. They use the battery of both, which is good, and also it tells you how much battery you've got left in the keyboard, whereas in the old one it was just one straight battery, and if the keyboard had battery in it, it was charging. Alright, apart from that, it's pretty good, nice and smooth. It's just Ice Cream Sandwich. I would highly recommend this tablet. So yeah.